All right, the next lesson in our digital citizenship unit of being internet awesome is how to secure your secrets. So today you're going to take responsibility for protecting your information, learn how to make unique and memorable passwords, and create strong passwords. So think about all the ways you connect with your friends online. There's social media, there's email, there's texting, there's a million bajillion things that you can connect with them online. And it's important to protect all that stuff that goes into your online reputation. So you need to do simple, smart things like locking your devices. So if you have an iPad at home, making sure you use the screen lock, or a phone, the same thing. Being careful about putting personal information on devices that could be lost or stolen. For example, my parents, I've had to tell them over and over, don't keep a list of your passwords on your iPad in the Notes app. That makes zero sense. If someone steals your information, they now have all your passwords to your bank account. Not a good idea. And finally, which we're focusing on today, is using and choosing a strong password. So, real quick, what do you think the most common passwords are? Well, I'll tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or going on, and password. Yes, people use password as their password. Not very intelligent. So think of some other things that might be bad passwords. We don't want to use them. So today we're going to learn how to create a strong password that's memorable and that people cannot guess. So let's watch this quick video about how to do that.
No one likes to be a cliche, and when it comes to your passwords, those predictable words and phrases can be more than embarrassing. They're downright dangerous. Common words or names of kids or pets can be easy to guess. To make matters worse, sophisticated passcode cracking software is now very common, and a simple password can be cracked in milliseconds. It's important to make sure your password is strong enough to withstand an assault. Passphrases are harder to crack and easier to remember. You can use spaces or dashes to set apart the words, which will often count as special characters. Want a password that will outlast the planet? You can create incredibly strong passwords by combining a passphrase with special characters. Each site may have unique requirements for password strength, but most will require a combination of letters, numbers, and special characters. Pick something meaningful and memorable to you, but not so obvious that it's easy to guess. Even the strongest password can be exposed if a social media site or large company has a data breach. Make each password unique by adding a variation at the beginning or end of your passphrase. All this work to come up with a strong password may seem complicated, but much easier than dealing with the aftermath of an account hack or the cost of a financial theft. So here are your important tips. 1. Never write down your password. 2. Use strong passwords that you can remember. 3. Don't use the same password for multiple sites. 4. Never use obvious passwords that others can guess. Remember, no one likes stereotypes, except password thieves. Be sure to share this with your friends and family to make sure they're protected.
So we're going to go a little bit more into detail about creating strong passwords. So a really, really easy way to do it is to think of a fun phrase that you can remember. So maybe it's a song lyric, a title of a book, a movie quote, a commercial tagline. And you can do a lot of things with it. You can choose like the first letters or the first letter from the word in the phrase. You can change the letters to symbols. You can make some uppercase, some lowercase, etc. So I like that commercial. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? So I can take that passphrase and I can tweak it to make it a more secure password. So it could be something like this. I have capital letters. I have numbers and symbols instead of letters, and that way I can easily remember it. So the O's instead of O's are actually zeros. The S is a money symbol, and I can remember this really quickly because it's a quick little tagline. So what makes a strong password? Well, let's look at some examples. So strong passwords have descriptive sentences, and they're easy for you to remember, but hard for someone else to guess. So usually they're random, but it's something that is special to you. For example, are you in good hands? A moderate, so like a medium strength password is strong. It wouldn't be easy to guess by bad software, but it could be guessed by someone who knows you. So, for example, you all know my dog's name is Lexi. If I had my password as Lexi1107, that would be really hard for like a computer software to guess because they don't know me. But if you know me, well, you know my dog's name is Lexi and 1107 is my birthday. So it'd be easy for you to guess. And then a weak password is a personal information that a lot of people know about you. It's easy to crack. It's short. It's sweet. For example, if I did Lexi, which is the name of my dog. We want to be in the strong password zone for everything. So when you're making a password, make sure you use a unique password for every single account. So you don't want to have one password for everything. That's easy to crack. You want to use at least 8 characters. That means 8 letters, 8 symbols. Use a combination of uppercase, lowercase, letters, symbols, and numbers. And then change your password every so often. Here's some password don'ts. Don't use your personal information like your name, your address, your email, phone number, your pets' names, or common phrases. Don't use a password that's easy to guess, like your nickname or your favorite team. And then don't share your password with anyone other than your parents. Just don't do those things. Now, when you're using an app or website, they always have a settings option, and that's where you can find the privacy and security settings. And that lets you decide what information people can see and who can see that content. So let's look at some examples. So this is a screenshot of my Facebook account, and I went into privacy, and you'll notice that only my friends can see my posts. Only my friends can see who I'm friends with. Only friends can look me up and friends of friends. Okay. Here's an example of my Instagram. So I have it that my account is private. So that means I approve people to be my friends and only they can see my photos. So let's look at my HTTPS. When I go and I log in and I have a unique password, I've already been logged in. If you go to your settings and go to your privacy, you can see that you only share specific information. So like students can only see my email. They can't see my address. Same thing with parents. Okay, so it's really important to make sure that you check your privacy settings on things like YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat so that only people you know are able to see your stuff. Now, sometimes sites require additional verification when you're logging in, like a 2-step verification. That requires you to enter something like a password and maybe it texts you a code that you have to enter. 2-factor verification is where you have to get 2 types of information to log in. So they might ask you for your password and your fingerprint, or your password and a secret passphrase. So like my bank account, I have to enter 2 things. So remember, you need to create strong, unique passwords that people will not be able to guess or bad software would be able to guess. If you write your passwords down, keep it somewhere safe. Don't keep it on the device. Don't put it on a Post-it on your device like my grandpa. Keep it somewhere safe where only you know and your parents know where it is. And finally, don't share your passwords. Not a good idea. So, you are going to go back to Google Classroom and click the link to play Tower of Treasure and test your knowledge about securing your secrets.